of wealth. And you did the hardest part. The hardest part is showing up, of putting yourself in the situation, the circumstance to level up. Because if you're not on this call, how are you going to level up? If you don't get in the batter's box, how are you going to get on base or hit that home run? Right? So that being said, guys, please take notes. And if something resonates with you, right? If something makes sense with you, not just for you, but what I promote and I teach my team, take notes to teach it, to share with your team, share with your loved ones, right? And everybody and anyone you know, right? For you guys that don't know, my name is Luke Longmire, right? I've been, working with, Bob Proctor for about 6 months, and about 6 months ago at the same time, right? I actually got introduced to this gentleman at a seminar of his, and we just clicked off, right? We were first half of the day, it was awesome at Paradigm, and next thing you know, we do a private dinner with the legend himself, Bob Proctor, and I sit at this table, and there's a lot of networkers, network marketers, real estate, sales, super successful people, and I got to get myself in a situation where I felt uncomfortable. Right? I got to get uncomfortable to grow. And so I sat at this table and I was like, man, I'm a little underdressed. We got this dude wearing a $5,000 suit, $10,000 suit. I'm in like a nice, I don't even know what I was wearing. I wasn't wearing a suit. We'll just say that. And I looked at this gentleman across the table and he started talking. I was like, man, I can tell his vibration frequency is high. And, he was just offering value to the whole table. He wasn't cocky, he wasn't arrogant, I'm this, I'm that, but he was just serving them. And we started to connect, we exchanged numbers. I told him a little bit about what I do. He mentioned he knew Alex, he mentioned he knew David. I was like, man, I'm sitting at the right table, right? I'm at proximity is power, right? Learning from someone that has what you want is power. Networking, masterminding, this call is power, right? We exchanged phone numbers. We started chatting up here and there, stayed in touch. A few months later, we actually connected on a call, and he shared his vision of helping the masses, not just, like working with Bob, like you're paying, like I paid 6 figures in personal development last year, right? So you're paying a nice penny, right, to do so. And he shared his passion, his mission to help the masses as in, the people that are looking to get to the elite level, that are exactly Kenny, right? Are looking to get to that level where they have all the success, but how do you get people there? And it's certain things like this of masterminding and throwing something together to help the masses, right? So with that being said, guys, this type of guy his heart is gold. When you hear him speak, you're just going to be wowed of a shower, a hydrant of water of value. Not only that, but he has the results to back it up. Not just one company, he's not just a CEO of this or that. He's done it over and over from selling multi-million-dollar businesses, billion-dollar businesses, from helping thousands of people around the world, by creating multiple 8 figures. And the beauty of it is he has the passion to serve others, the passion to help others. So guys, I'm going to step out of greatness. I'm going to step out of greatness and get out of the way. And I'm going to go ahead and bring up, right, one of my business partners, one of my mentors. Brian, are you there, my man? Thank you. I just want to say thank you for hopping on here and pouring all this value, all this knowledge to everyone, about 2,000 on this call.
Hey, brother. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Awesome. I heard you going on, and I'm like, man, who's this dude he's bringing on? Like, I can't wait to hear from this guy. Thank you. Thank you so much, brother. Much love for you. And yeah, we're all on the same journey, right? We're all, it's a mission of not just becoming successful. That's the easy part, but it's more about what you do with that and if you pass the torch on. And I know that that leading and coaching and training is at the center of your heart as well. So we're all kind of on the same mission here. So thanks for that warm introduction, guys. Again, my name is Brian Dalmaso. I work with Bob just like Luke. I'm a mentee of his. Bob is a close personal friend and mentor. And honestly, I've just become a really, really good student at this stuff. I had so much impact in my own life that I know why Bob does what he does, right? This material impacted me so greatly, so quickly after 40 years of just kind of going up and down like everybody else. I was rowing that same boat of ignorance that I fell in love with the material. Like I understand why Bob committed his life to it, and I've done the same thing. This is what I do for passion. As Luke mentioned, I have other companies, we have other revenue streams. What I've done is really committed my life to the lifelong study and the lifelong teaching and coaching. So hopefully you guys get some value. Hopefully you got some value last night. Tomorrow night, Bob's going to come on with us. Make sure you don't miss tomorrow. Make sure you get that out to your friends. Bob's going to be coming on. As Luke said, both him and I have spent well over 6 figures training with Bob, and he's going to come on tomorrow night, really in light of what's going on, just to serve. He's not charging us, and he's going to give some value as we work into mastering the art of sales. So last night was goals, guys. Tonight is paradigms. We're going to work on paradigms, and then tomorrow night, we're going to teach you to master the art of sales and high-ticket selling. All right, guys, so tonight is all about paradigms, and paradigms are the programs that give you all of your results. You really want to pay attention to this. As soon as I got this, everything changed, and I always like to start off the paradigms training with the story of the fly, right? In this picture, you see the fly on the window, and I love this because we've all seen this, and we see the fly buzzing against the window, buzzing, buzzing. You probably don't pay much attention to this, but I want you to think about this. Put yourself in the fly's shoes or lack of shoes, right? That fly is trying to break through the glass to get to its goal. The goal is to get outside. Now it's attempting the physically impossible, right? The physically impossible. It's working harder and harder and harder, exhausting itself, doing the same damn thing, just boom, boom, boom. Now take a look at this picture, guys. When you can back outside of yourselves and look back in from a 30,000-foot view like a mentor can, we can say, hey, dude, 12 inches below you, the window's open. Why don't you look backwards or down or left or right instead of just grinding forwards in what you're doing with your limited level of awareness, right? So this fly is going to stake its life on working harder. Guys, it's not about working harder. And every time I get on the highways, this is what I see, right? You see people pissed off and, just in low vibrations, honking and just angry to go to work. And this is what it looks like on the highways, right? All these people that are doing the same damn thing over and over and over. They're going to jobs they hate. Now, I'm not beating up on these people. I did the same thing. Well, I've never hated my job, but I was a mechanical engineer for about 15 years. I enjoyed it, but it's not a good way to make money, right? There's no leverage, there's no scale, there's no growth. You're lucky if you can crack 6 figures, and a really, really high-level engineer, if they're an engineering manager, might crack 500,000, but that's very, very limited, right? I know 18-year-old kids that do better than that, right? On the internet and the YouTube channels. So there's a whole new way to make money, and you guys are in the cream de la cream of companies here. A lot of you in Our Markets Live, and that's just, it doesn't get any better than that. So I want you to think about that. You have the tool, you have the mechanism. The only thing you might lack to get to Chairman 100, Chairman 500 is a set of awareness and understanding paradigms. So don't be one of these flies, guys. Take some notes like Luke said. Just the fact that you showed up puts you in the 1%. And I want you guys to really think about something. Really think about something as you look at this picture. 96% of the world's wealth is earned by 1% of the population. Let that one just sink in for a minute. 96% of the world's wealth is earned by 1% of the population. Like, why do you think this is? Why do we think this is? Right? When you go to grocery stores, you go to Home Depots, you go to Walmarts, go there midday, you'll see that it's all senior citizens working there, right? At the Walmarts and the Home Depots. Now, there's nothing wrong with working at Walmart and Home Depot if you just want to get out and socialize, right? But it's a horrible way to earn money. Like, it's minimum wage. And I'm not, again, no judgment here. I've done, I went 20 years in the wrong direction myself, just working for other people before I became an entrepreneur. But now I know better, right? I raised my level of awareness through study and through trial and effort. So 93% of the people, even in the United States, get to retirement age and they have to work second jobs. Think about that plan. Working 40 years to try and build enough wealth just to retire, not being able to. Guys, the reason why there's so many old broke people is there's so many young broke people that never figure it out, right? They never take the time. They don't commit. They don't sacrifice. They don't study. You guys here are the exception. You're on this webinar. You're eager to learn, right? So that puts you in the 1% of people willing to do something. Now, guys, none of this is your fault. It's not their fault. We're simply not taught how to build wealth in schools. This is the why, right? If we were, then everybody would get to retirement. Matter of fact, you'd retire at age 30. or I shouldn't even say retire. That's like planning to die, but you'd be wealthy by age 30 and you would just follow your passion and do what you love. If the school systems were teaching what we needed, that's what would happen. I just look at results. It's black and white. If 93% of the people get to retirement age and can't retire, that tells you that the school system's broken. And guys, I'm not beating up on teachers and school systems. Matter of fact, I have the highest respect for teachers because they're working in a 110-year-old broken system, right? We're not taught decision-making. We're not taught self-image, right? We're not taught wealth building, that's for sure. Otherwise, we'd be wealthy. Just look at the results, right? And guys, we're certainly not taught paradigms. So the topic of tonight, we're going to hyper-focus on paradigms, hyper-focus on paradigms. This is the reason why most people fail is because they don't know what a paradigm is and how it got there. All right, guys, so take a screenshot of this. The definition of a paradigm is a set of mental programs stored in your subconscious mind that are controlling all of your habits, right? A paradigm is a set of mental programs stored in your subconscious mind, controlling and causing all of your results. They're programs, right? And they've been given to you since birth. I want you to really think about this, right? Your paradigm is like an operating system in a computer. An operating system has a finite set of programs. And the operating system didn't pick the program. Somebody put those in, right? Somebody programmed the operating system. That is identical to a brand new baby. We're born a blank slate. We have no programs, right? We can't walk, we can't eat, we can't even feed ourselves. Zero programs. And our subconscious mind is wide open. Guys, you never chose to speak English, right? You never chose to speak English. That was just spoken around you, and it went right into your subconscious mind. See, when you're a baby, guys, your subconscious mind is wide open, right? So if you're around parents that don't know how to build wealth, you don't learn how to build wealth. If you're with parents that don't know how to eat properly, then you don't learn how to eat properly, and so on and so forth, guys. So it's not your fault. The programs you have were given to you since birth, right? And you didn't know it, and your parents didn't know it, and the school systems don't know it. All right, guys, so this is generational ignorance. This is nobody's fault. This is generational ignorance, right? We have an operating system in our subconscious mind. What you're going to learn here tonight and why people join us and why they're joining the Mindset Masters in the droves is we teach people how to think and act and operate like the world's wealthiest people. We teach you what a paradigm is, how it got there, how to rewire it and put the new programs in that cause your body to take action to get the results that you want. All right, guys, that was a mouthful, but I think you got what I'm saying there. Type a 1 in the chat if this is resonating, guys. If you understand what a paradigm is, it's a set of programs stored in your subconscious mind given to you by other people, right? Walking, when you're walking, you are accessing a program called walking. People that smoke, if you smoke, it's not your fault. You have a habit. It's a program stored in your subconscious mind called smoking. You don't even want to smoke. That's how strong a paradigm is. Guys, and I want to teach you this here. Your subconscious mind is 1,000,000 times more powerful than your conscious mind as a data storage center. I'm going to say that again. Your subconscious mind is 1,000,000 times more powerful than your conscious mind storing these programs. This is why you can't just say, man, I want to get to 50K a month. That's in your conscious mind. It's not a program in your subconscious mind. When people work with us, when they work with Bob, when they work with us in these higher ticket programs, we teach that over a 6-month period, right? We literally teach exactly what that is, how to rewire it, how it got there, and how to put the program in called 500K a month or 1,000,000 a month or whatever you want, right? So if you're smoking, it's not your fault. But as of this seminar, you will be able to change that, right? So smoking is a paradigm. Guys, take a look at this, right? We see this all the time. Now think about it. Brand new baby, infant, toddler, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. These kids in this picture, they didn't drive themselves to McDonald's. They didn't pay for the meal. It's not their fault. This is how bad this is, right? Financially, physically, mentally, spiritually, relationships, whatever is going on around us when we're a baby goes right into the subconscious mind. And this goes on for the first like 14, 18 years. And then you got 18 years of programming, and you might start to read some stuff on the internet. The one thing that's cool that I've seen in my lifetime is that the younger generation is actually starting to learn about this stuff at a young age, right? Information is global. It's out there. And you can start to at least get a capful of this, right, outside of the school system. So think about that. Whatever's going on in your life, these programs are not your fault, but it is your responsibility now to change them. You can change them to a program called wealth building. Guys, it's that simple. The subconscious mind would not know the difference between smoking and wealth building. I want you to think about this. Consciously, we know the difference. And last night, we showed you the difference with the stick man, right? We showed you the conscious, the subconscious, and the body. So if you were paying attention last night, you know exactly what I'm saying. If you didn't see it last night, if you register for the event, you'll get all the replays here, right? So wealth building is a program. Smoking is a program. Somebody that's a terrorist, it's not their fault. That's a program. I know that might be a harsh statement. That might be like, what do you mean it's not their fault? Listen, they're born into a society as a blank slate. If you were born in that country, you would be a terrorist. I promise you. We cannot fight this early programming. It's environmental programming. It's stronger than heredity, right? But once we become aware, which is what tonight's all about, that's when we can start to change this stuff. So wealth building is a program, right? Take a look around. Wealth building's a program. Wealth building's a program. My main man, Luke, right? Long money Luke. Now, he wasn't born, making the type of money he's making. He made choices, right? He had paradigm shifts along the way. Like you said, we met at the paradigm shift. Think about that. So it's a series of circumstances. Then you got to make a choice, though, right? You go to a seminar, that's great. This webinar, that's great. Luke and I have ponied up over 6 figures, and I can promise you he was doing that before he had the money to do it, just like I did, right? Just like I did. You don't get the money and then invest to learn how to make the money. You figure it out. You scrounge, you collect cans, man. You figure it out, and you get a mentor, and that's how you learn to create wealth, right? It's human beings passing the torch. All right, guys, so wealth building is a habit, right? Wealth building is a habit. And these 2 gentlemen here, 2 totally different industries, but they created habits over time, programs called wealth building. Now, what happens when you take the time to develop the program called wealth building, when I get up in the morning, I don't say, am I going to build wealth today? Dude, I'm on autopilot. I'm prospecting. I'm reaching out to people. I'm raising money for my software company. We're working in a clothing company, a consulting company, my construction company. It's a habit, man. I don't, if I have a blank spot in my calendar, I take out my phone, I get on LinkedIn or something, and I just start prospecting. I don't even think about it. Prospecting is a habit. It's a wealth building habit. And you guys can build these habits too. And it gets bigger and bigger, right? Warren Buffett's programs are just more aware than Grant's programs, right? Warren Buffett's 81 times more wealthy than Grant Cardone, right? And Grant Cardone is probably 1,000 times more wealthy than our main man there, right? And it just goes on and on. So it's just levels of awareness, guys. That's all it is. We're going to get into levels of awareness. And you can go wherever you want. If you don't know who this is, right, at the younger age, this is Bob Proctor. When he was 17 years old as a punk, he went into the Navy because he just failed out of school and kind of failed out of everything. He was going nowhere fast. His parents came out of the Great Depression. He was born in that environment, right? It's not his fault. And then he got a mentor, right? He got a mentor. He got the book Think and Grow Rich. Somebody handed him the book Think and Grow Rich. And his first mentor mentored him, took him by the hand and said, what do you want? And Bob's like, I don't know, I want 25 grand. And now this is back in the 60s, right? Now from that paradigm shift moment, right, Bob Proctor had a mentor. He had a human being holding his hand. And by age 31, he was a multimillionaire. And Bob's been a multimillionaire for 6 decades. This man has not needed money in 6 decades. He does it for the love of it. He does it for the passion of it. And this is how it happens. It happens through repetitive study. It happens through desire. It happens through action. It happens through faith. It happens through wanting. It happens over time, right? It happens through raising your level of awareness. All right, guys? And it happens from understanding that I am, you are, we are, energy is. We are part of the same creative force of which created everything. All right, guys, so hey, listen, if this is resonating with you so far, we have something, go ahead and text the word wealth to 484848. What's going to happen is you're going to get a whole host of free stuff from us. You're going to get a link to our Wealth Mindset Mastery website, Facebook group, right? We have a free Facebook group. There's no selling. It's just a ton of value in there. You're going to get links to whenever we do one of these seminars, whenever we do a webinar, even live seminars, right? You're going to get the stickman images. You're going to get all kinds of stuff. We give a ton of free value, guys, a ton of free value. So go ahead. If this is resonating, text the word wealth to 484848, and you can join our tribe of mindset masters. All right, guys? So levels of awareness, we're going to go over this. We're going to dig a little deep here. This is going to make a ton of sense, guys. And for those of you that were on the webinar a couple of weeks ago, it'll be repetitive. But again, like Luke said, it's the spaced repetition of content. You cannot hear this enough times. All right, guys, so everything is levels of awareness, right? And $50,000 a year is a level of awareness. And I promise you, nobody's making $50,000 a year because that's what they want to make. They're making $50,000 a year because that's what they're aware of. Think about that. $100K a year, that's a level of awareness. Again, when I was an engineer, we were cracking $100K a year. That's not what I wanted. That's what I was aware of. I had a job. I was an engineer. That's the deal. Somebody else was controlling my pay. I didn't have control of it, right? $250 a year, right? That's not a lot or a little. It's just an amount. That's in a level of awareness, right? So guys, what happens is we need to first start with decision. It all starts with decision. It doesn't start with the how, it starts with the decision. And these are just different levels of awareness, right? And so is 500,000 a year, $1 million a year, right? 5 million a year. I saw some of you 5 million a month. We're going to put that to the challenge tomorrow. I'm going to find out if you really want to make 5 million a month, right? You're going to have a chance to do that. These are all levels of awareness. So here's what you got to understand. 5 million a month, it's a place. It exists. It's a level of awareness. It's a frequency, right? Warren Buffett is here, I don't know, it's probably 5 million a day now. I know it's 1.5 million a day in dividend interest just from Coca-Cola stocks alone. So he's probably at 5 million a day. I'd have to find that out. So that's a place that exists right now. The information to get to $5 million a month is here right now. Matter of fact, guys, all the information that ever was or ever will be is omnipresent. It was here since the beginning of time, and it will be here until the end. It's your level of awareness that needs to come up. You notice I didn't say intelligence. It's not intelligence. It's your desire to study and learn and then take action and then get feedback without curling up into a ball. It's a process, right? It's a creative process. So here's what happens when you start studying every single day. You join the Mindset Masters. You study with guys like Luke. You have a vehicle like Forex trading and iMarkets Live. You take some action, you study. You take some action, you study. You take some action, you study. You raise your level of awareness over time to get to the point of where you're hitting your goal. And when you hit that goal of 5 million a month, here's what you're going to realize, guys. You're going to realize you could have set this goal, 10 million a month. Guys, there's no such thing as big or small. Let me give you another example here, right? Right now, this is you. Whatever you're at, this is me too, by the way. Wherever you're at, this is you, right? Now, these levels of awareness, here's 6 figures a month, right? Here's 7 figures a month. Here's where Alex is, right? Here's where Uncle G is, right? These are levels of awareness. I'm using people here. These are just levels of awareness. Now, I can promise you, I wouldn't be surprised if Alex at some point passes Grant Cardone. He hit his earnings way, like decades earlier than Grant, right? Grant didn't hit his stride till his mid to late 40s. Alex hit his in his early 20s. So I would not be surprised if that young man passes Grant Cardone in net worth, and we're going to watch that probably happen, right? Because he's just hungry and he's studying. He's raising his levels of awareness. He studies. He hires mentors. He's probably dropped 7 figures in mentorship, right? So think about this, raising your level of awareness. And then again, when you get to that goal, you're going to realize you could have went here, Jeff Bezos, right? So this is people in levels of awareness. That's all it is, guys. What you got to realize is that there's no such thing as big or small. There's no such thing as big or small. All we have is our conscious awareness, what you think, right? In the universal law of relativity, the earth is not big or small until you compare it to something like a golf ball or the entire galaxy or universe. Think about that. 5 million a month is not big or small. It's just, what do you want? Now, you may think it's big because of your level of awareness. How? But here's the deal, guys. If your goal is 100 grand a month, you can't keep looking at it like it's a big deal or a big thing because you'll never get to it. What you have to do is raise your level of awareness and vibration, get on the frequency of that, and understand it's just an amount and effortlessly move towards it, right? You study your craft, you study your mind, you take action every single day. You do those 3 things and you are guaranteed to get where you want to go. All right, guys, so I want you to play along with me. I want you to type in the chat here and play along with me. Take a look at this picture. Take a good look at a cute little baby. What do you think this is? What does this represent to you guys? Me? Oh, a couple of guys. Me. A lot of me, us, potential. Some of you guys were on the webinar a couple weeks ago. Life, my pockets, us, right? Yeah, some of you got this right. This is you. This is you guys at your current awareness and current income. All right. And this is me, right? Because I'm not anywhere near where I want to go. I'm happy and grateful. I'm in a constant state of gratitude and happiness, but I'm not satisfied. So this is me too, guys, right? At our current levels of awareness and income. And here's this little baby again. I want you to think about something. We talk about levels of awareness, A brand new baby, right? 3 months old, is not even aware of how to put its own clothes on. If you put a pile of clothes next to a baby and says, go ahead, little dude, put your clothes on, the baby will kind of bobble its head, look at you, it might drool, might even crap its diaper, but it is not going to put those clothes on. Think about this. It's not even aware of how to speak, move its arms, crawl, right? How's it going to put the clothes on? We would actually use the word impossible. Impossible. Now think about this. Something that was impossible. I'm assuming that y'all here are not watching this Zoom naked in front of the TV, right? I'm assuming everybody here has clothes on. So I'm assuming at some point you achieved the impossible task of clothing yourself. Really think about this, guys. If you can do that, you can get to 100K a month. There's no difference, right? The subconscious mind wouldn't know the difference. Your conscious mind is going to say, well, that's different. It's not different. That's just your opinion based on ignorance, right? Now, when I say ignorance, it just means not knowing. So don't take offense to that. All right, guys, play with me again in the chat here. Type in the chat. What does this represent to you guys? What does this look like? What does this represent to you guys? A mess, learning, a mess, happy baby, progress, right? Hot mess, learning, bad, discovery. I like that, learning. Yeah, guys, now this is still you. This is still me. This is still you. This is us trying new things, right? Oh, I just started my Forex account, right? I went live money day one, which I don't recommend, right? And I blew my account. I blew $1,000 account. Well, what did you learn? What did you learn? People go to 4, 6, 8 years of school. They spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on college just to learn how to make 50 grand a year in 4 years of their time. And you don't see them curling up a ball saying, oh my God, what did I just do, right? But we do something like this. We get into trading. We start learning a system and we blow $1,000 on an account, making some trades that go the wrong way. Guys, that's just feedback. That's just the school of life. Like, you're paying for the college of life. You don't want to look at that like a bad thing. There's no such thing as good or bad. But what did you learn? Now, if you blow the 1,000 and you don't take the time to assess and learn and correct, well, now that's the definition of stupidity, right? So we don't want to do that. We want to learn from these life lessons. Now, take a look at this baby. It is not accomplishing its goal. I mean, there's not 1 ounce of food in the whole of that baby's mouth. Nothing. There's nada in the mouth, right? But it's having a blast. The baby is having fun learning. This is where you have to go, because when you're in a calm, happy state, you're in a high vibration, and you will attract the people, places, things, and circumstances and results into your life. You got to stay in a high vibration, guys. That's the trick to all of this. Now, guys, here's the deal. None of this is your fault. I really want you to just take a minute here. Whatever's going on in your life, whatever results you have or don't have, none of this is your fault. You didn't choose anything probably up until now about your life and your programming. But from here going on, it is your responsibility. It's your responsibility to make decisions. It's your responsibility to get mentors if you want to really get to 100K a month. And it's your responsibility to learn about this stuff and change your paradigms. I'm just going to grab a quick drink here, guys. All right, so type a 1 in the chat if you're getting some value, if this is resonating. I know some of you saw some of this a couple of weeks ago, but you cannot see this enough. Good, a lot of ones. Love it. Love it, guys. All right, so here you are again. I love this little baby. It's like so curious, like, man, I'm ready to go. Log me into my trading account. I'll hit those keys. The funny thing is the baby could probably make better trades than half of us, right? So here's the deal. This is a transmutation of energy. That's all this is. From a baby to Warren Buffett. Any one of us could do this. If you make the decision, that's what you want to do, right? He just made different decisions. Now, here's how this happens. Repetitive study, repetitive action, repetitive faith, constant unyielding faith, I should say, right? Over time, over a reasonable period of time, right? Think about that. Raising your level of awareness and then gaining a higher understanding of some point that I am, you are, we are, energy is. That is the first primary universal law, and I am is the first law of God in the Bible, right? It's the same thing. One is theological and one is scientific. All right, guys, so think about this now. when I say paradigm, what I'm saying is mindset. If you ever say mindset again, what you're saying is paradigm. If you ever say mindset again, think of an operating system in a computer. Paradigm equals mindset equals operating system. Those words are interchangeable. And I think that'll help you guys as you go forward. It's like, wait a minute, it's okay. I just don't have a program called 100,000 a month, but I'm taking action today, I'm studying today, and I'm studying my mind. And then I'm going to get some results today. They'll either be good or bad. Matter of fact, there is no such thing. They'll just be results. It'll either be positive feedback or it'll be feedback saying you need to adjust your plan, learn a little bit more, and try the next day. All right, guys? So your financial results, your physical results, relationships, your spirituality, all of your results, everything we're talking about here is the result of the paradigm. The paradigm is the programs that cause the physical results. Now, we live in a physical world, right? You're a spirit living in a body, having a physical existence. We express physically. So what most of us call results is the $10 million house, the $500,000 Ferrari. Those are results, right? The Rolexes, the philanthropy, the charity, right? So this is all a result of your paradigm and your operating system. All right, guys? Now, here's the deal, right? Wealth is 95% mindset. So I could say wealth is 95% paradigms. Wealth is 95% your operating system. Do you see what I mean about changing the language here, guys? Wealth is 95% related to your paradigm and only 5% what you're doing in the physical world. All right, guys? And I'm not making these numbers up because you could be a stock trader at the stock exchange, just like these guys here, right? Or you could be a stock trader like this guy here. What's the difference? What is the difference between the average stock trader and Warren Buffett? It's not the industry, right? It's the paradigm, it's the programming, it's the mindset, right, guys? You could be in real estate, just like a lot of people, millions and millions of people around the world in real estate, or you could be in real estate like this guy here, Uncle G, Grant Cardone, right? What's the difference? It's mindset. Let this sink in. It's paradigm. It's the operating system. Right? It's the programs stored in your subconscious mind that are causing your results that you now have the power to change. Think about that one. Let that sink in. That can be both scary and exciting at the same time. Here's what happens from this webinar. Next time you look in the mirror, you're going to look in the mirror and say, holy shit, all of my results are 100% my doing from here on in. And that's either going to scare the crap out of you or excite you, or probably both. That's when you're living, guys. When you're crapping your pants and excited at the same time, that is the definition of life. And that's what Luke was talking about earlier. Like, well, how did I get here? Who are all these people? Like this crowd of, millionaires and 100 millionaires and billionaires. That's the deal, right? And that's how we move forward, right? So guys, you could be a network marketer in network marketing, or you could be a network marketer in network marketing, right, guys? The only difference is mindset. And I could go on and on and on. Type a 1 in the chat if this is hitting home and it's sinking deep, that it's mindset, mindset, mindset. Awesome, guys. Awesome, guys. I'm glad we're bringing some value here. Glad to help you shift your mindset. And I want you to pay attention here as we go through this. Human beings, we are conduits for energy flow. You were born a creator. You weren't born to work a factory job for 40 years and die. That is not the deal. That is not God's plan. You were born to figure out why you were born, right? That's the deal. You were born to actually take the journey and figure out, why am I here? What is my purpose? All right? So you are a conduit for energy flow. You are a conduit for creation. A brand new human being is a conduit for energy flow. There's energy moving to and through you. And depending on the dominant thoughts in your mind is how you color the energy flow into creation. I'm going to say that again. You have energy coming to and through you at all times. It's not opinion. It's physics, science, and laws of God and nature. The dominant thoughts in your mind color that energy and cause your body to move or not move. So you're either creating on the negative side a physically depressed person, which is a transmutation of energy, or you're creating somebody that's moving towards their goals in a high vibration of faith, right? So fear and faith are opposite sides of the same thing. So human beings were conduits for energy flow. All right, guys, so I want you to type in the chat. I want you to play along with me again here. I want you to take a look at this picture. Take a look at this picture and tell me what is wrong with this picture. Just take a look at it and see. As soon as you get it, just type it in the chat. What is wrong? Boom. Switches off right away, right? It's not hard to see. It's not hard to see. Now, this is common sense, right? the switch is off. But here's what's going on. Some of you guys are setting goals, right? You're setting goals to get to 100K a month, but you got the switch off. And here's what I mean about that. Man, I just joined this company, iMarkets Live. I'm going to rock. You should see the people like Long Money Luke. This dude's legit, man. He's crushing deals. He's got pips coming out of his, right? Here's what happens. You join a company, and then the very next day, you're like, man, he can do that, but I don't know. What if I blow my account? What if I don't know, man. I don't know I need some help. You start to doubt yourself. You start to doubt yourself. This is turning the light switch off, by the way. It's no different than turning the light switch off and expecting the light to be on. It's the definition of insanity. You worry about things. What if I blow my account? Guys, who gives a shit if you blow your account? You're probably going to do that a dozen times learning. That's how you get to 6, 7, and 8 figures. See, guys, I've taken multiple 6 figures hits. That's how you get to 7, 8, and 9 figures. You pay for information, right? And not every company I start makes it. That's how the other ones that go after that do make it, right? I've started a lot of companies, but that's how you learn. So you can't worry, you can't doubt, you can't be concerned, and you sure as hell can't worry about what will other people think. Man, I'm a doctor, I'm a dentist, I just joined this network marketing company. What are my peers going to think? Guys, your peers aren't thinking, right? You take somebody that's educated in network marketing, like highly educated professional, they could be 18 years old making $500,000 a month. You take an extremely highly educated brain surgeon, they're lucky to make $500,000 a year. So we got to stop worrying about what other people are thinking. Take a look around, man. Most people aren't thinking. They're not thinking. We're worried about people that, what are they going to think about us? These people aren't thinking. And guys, if you smoke, I'm sorry to take so many shots, but you're not thinking, right? If you're working a job you hate, you're not thinking. Now, I've done some of these same things too, so there's no judgment here. I'm just stating the obvious. Somebody that's smoking is not thinking. They're not in control. It's a paradigm called smoking, and they need to learn to rewire that, right? Smoking is not a physical addiction. It's a mental paradigm causing a physical addiction. Change the programming, the body has to follow suit. All right, guys? So if you smoke, that's how you get rid of it. All right, guys, I want to give you another example. I love to use examples because this hits home, right? If you were cold right now, like let's just pretend you're cold, you're shivering, you're cold. Would you work with ice cubes to try to get warm? I want you to think about this. If you're freezing cold right now, would you go turn the air conditioner on? Would you jump in a frozen lake? Would you take a cold shower? Would you even think about doing any of those things if you were cold? No, right? But this is what people are doing. Like if you're cold, you only want to work with sources of heat. You want to work with a warm, toasty fire, turning the fireplace on. You want to turn up the thermostat. You want to snuggle with a loved one under a blanket, right? But this is what people are doing. They set the goal to get to 100K, then they start working with ice cubes. I can't is an ice cube. Doubt is an ice cube. Worry is an ice cube. What will other people think is an ice cube? And you guys are trying to get warm. Does this make sense, guys? It's against the laws of physics. You can't get, well, I shouldn't say this. You probably don't know how to get heat out of an ice cube. You actually can. Most people don't know how to do that, but you're not going to get warm putting a bunch of ice cubes all over your body in a bathtub, right? I want you to think about this. If you want to get warm, if you want to get to 100K a month, if you want to get the Chairman 500, you got to only see this. You got to only hear this. You got to only think this. This has to be the dominant vibration, the dominant thought, the dominant mindset, the dominant paradigm in your mind. It's the only way to get there, guys. And again, most people are not thinking. So stop worrying about what people are thinking. Throw that out the window, and it only matters what you are thinking. All right, guys? Thoughts become things. Steve Jobs is a visionary. You notice how I said he is a visionary? Right? You move into your body when you're born, you'll move out at the end. Energy can either be created or destroyed. We're just living a physical existence right now. Thoughts become things. Now, chaotic thoughts become chaotic things, and depressing thoughts become depressing things, and faithful, high vibration, abundant thoughts become abundant things. Does this make sense, guys? Thoughts becomes things. That's not just a cute phrase. It's physics. It's the laws of God and nature, right? So, guys, I want to give you some paradigm shifting tools. I want you guys to walk away with some things here that will shift your paradigm over time so you get some amazing value from this webinar. All right, goal cards. We're going to talk about goal cards. We're also going to talk about vision boards a little bit, and we're going to talk about life scripts. All right, most people, I shouldn't say most, very few people have all three of these things, probably less than a fraction of 1%. I think a lot of people here have goal cards. Some of you might have some vision boards, but you probably don't know why they work. And I can guarantee almost all of you don't have a life script. Guys, type in the chat and be honest here. I want to help you here. So just be honest. If you have a life script, which means you wrote it out and you speak it, it's recorded, type in the chat, yes, I have a life script. That's okay. It's not your fault. I saw 1, 2, mostly dominant nose. It's not your fault, guys. Like I said, I appreciate the honesty. You got to be honest, because if you're not honest with yourself, I mean, that's where it all starts, right? So that's good. We're going to teach you why that works. All right, guys? So let's talk about goal cards. Let's talk about goal cards. A goal card is a short paragraph with a clear goal, and it is intended for your subconscious mind. I'm going to say that again. A goal card is not a book. It's not a page. It's not 12 things. It's one card in a little sleeve or a little 3.5 by 5 index card with a very clear short goal. Now, a goal usually implies most of them are money and time. Like my short-term goal is I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm earning, excuse me, in excess of $10 million a month through multiple revenue sources in a calm, harmonious manner, right? And the other thing is by January 1, 2021, right? So I have the amount and the time. See, your subconscious mind is a cybernetic mechanism. It needs clear direction. This is for your subconscious mind. And if you don't know what a cybernetic mechanism is, I would read the book Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. That will teach you what a cybernetic mechanism. So a goal card is just that, right? Your life script is talking about all the rewards of the goal. So a goal is not a reward. A Ferrari is not a goal. That's a result of a goal, right? A $10 million mansion is not a goal. That's a result of a goal. The $10 million a month in cash coming in through multiple revenue streams, that's the goal that will provide all the other things you guys are probably calling goals. Does that make sense, guys? So we got to get real clear on what a goal is. It's a short paragraph designed for your subconscious mind to give you clarity and direction. This is where I'm going. All right, guys? A goal card is carried in your pocket or your purse at all times. It's something you can touch every single day. Every time you touch it, it's going to go right to your subconscious mind, right? The other thing is you want to take it out every morning and night, read it aloud 10 times in the morning, 10 times at night. Your spouses, your friends are going to think you're crazy. Well, let's think about this. 96% of the planet's going in the wrong direction. 1% of the people earn 96% of the wealth. So you got to do the crazy stuff that the 1% are doing. Does that make sense, guys? So I don't care if somebody says it's crazy. They're probably not going, they're not rowing the boat we're rowing, right? They're rowing in the wrong direction. They're looking backwards, trying to run a marathon going forwards, right? Less than 1% of the population has goals written down. Just by doing this one thing, guys, just by writing your goal, putting it on a goal card, you are now going to be in the 1%. All right, guys? So pat yourselves on the back, give yourselves a virtual high five, hug yourself, hug your neighbor. You are now in the 1%. Vision boards, vision boards. A vision board, now this is where you have pictures of the goal achieved. You see the difference? This is where you have pictures of the goal achieved. What is the result of the 10 million a month? This is the mansions, the boats, the Ferraris, the jets, the philanthropy, the giving, the charities. Whatever it looks like for you is whatever it looks like for you. I'm going to show you my vision board here in a minute. So a vision board is designed for you to look at it and visualize the wish fulfilled, right? The state of mind must be the visualization of the wish fulfilled, right? The state of mind must be the emotion of the wish fulfilled, the vibration of the wish fulfilled. All right, guys? So think about this. They always heard a picture's worth 1,000 words. Did you know that that's actually true? That's not just a cute phrase. When you look at a picture, the subconscious mind, thousands of thought impulses go off. You don't even know this is happening. This ingrains this thing into your minds. All right, guys? Right? It reinforces the goal into the subconscious mind. And a vision board is understanding that we think in pictures. Guys, we don't think in words. We don't think in reading a book. Reading a book paints pictures in your mind. I want you to really think about this. A vision board, since the beginning of time, right? When we started, we were cavemen and we were hunting. It's an archaeological fact that there's drawings on the walls going back centuries and centuries. Here's what I want you to understand. These people, these tribes, whatever it was, they were not drawing pictures of the hunt that they just came back from. Think about this. They were not drawing pictures of something they just did. They were drawing pictures of something they were trying to call into existence from God. You see what I'm saying? We think in pictures. They were describing in pictures what they wanted the universe to deliver to them. Does that make sense, guys? That's what a vision board is. We think in pictures. Type a 1 in the chat if that resonates, guys, because if you don't create a vision board after this, again, there's a difference between ignorance and stupidity, right? Ignorance is not knowing. All right, guys, here's one of my vision boards. This is a 4-foot by 8-foot vision board, right? Now, I am currently sitting in the office of this house right here on the lake. Here it is from Google Earth. You can see 1, 2, 3 docks, right? You can see 200 feet of beach frontage, 600 feet of frontage total. You can see my little lake house here, and that was on my vision board 2 years ago. Now I'm sitting in it. You guys get the drift? Now, this is not smoke and mirrors. Every time I looked at it, it caused me to think. Now, here's the cool part, guys. This house wasn't for sale. It was never on the market, never for sale. The guy had lived there. It was generational. He had no intention of selling it. No intention of selling it. But because it was on my vision board, it caused me to reach out to him. And he said no. And then a month later, I reached out to him and he said no. Now we went on like this for 18 months. And it just caused me to think, it's like, no, I know how this works. It's on my board. This has to happen by law. And I'm like, I'm going to offer $50K over asking value for this dude, right? I'm like, I think it was $1 million house. I'm not going to give $1,050,000. And I called him up and he still said no. But then the truth came out. He said, dude, my wife, her mom lives in the basement. She has Alzheimer's. Like, I want to sell it. I'm okay to sell it. I have another house on Winnipesaukee, but there's no way I could convince my wife. Now the truth came out. Now we had something to work with. And now we connected the dots and we just, we made it happen. But that's how this happened, guys. Vision boards. It's not just my opinion. It's physics. All right. Life script. The last tool I want to give you called the life script. This is the most powerful thing you will ever come across in your entire life. And guys, we teach this. We're only going to give you a capful here because of time, but we teach this in the Mindset Masters. So if you haven't joined the Mindset Masters, I know several hundred of you have, don't screw around. It's 67 cents a day. We're not getting rich on that. We have an entire unit, an entire chapter that will teach you how to write a life script. I even give you an example of my life script. It's 23 minutes long. So you have examples. We give you the methodology. We give you all of that in the units, excuse me, of the Mindset Master. So a life script, it's the state of mind, right, you create of the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And I'm going to analyze this a little bit. Excuse me, guys. The state of mind must be the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Now, feeling is vibration. Anytime you see the word feeling, it's the conscious awareness of the vibration you're in. Really think, you might want to write that one down. Feeling is a word we use to describe vibration. So the state of mind must be the vibration of the wish fulfilled. Now the wish is the goal, right? So the state of mind must be the vibration of the goal, and then fulfilled means it already happened. We're going to go a little deeper here, guys. This is the most powerful part of the whole seminar tonight. State of mind must be the high vibration of the goal as if it already happened. That's how you should read that statement. All right, guys? The written and spoken story of your life as if. The written and spoken story of your life as if that you listen, right? I got my little earbuds, and I listen to this every morning. My life script. Every single morning I put that in. I work out. I meditate. I'm brainwashing myself. Think about that, right? You're brainwashing yourself for your body to move into action. The body is an instrument of the mind. Your body is a physical instrument that your mind controls to create or not create, right? Procrastination is creation in the wrong direction. So is 100K a month. Two totally opposite things, right? So guys, this is the actor's technique. Your life script, you are writing a script just like the best actors do to become other people. Guys, the best actors in the world, they're not acting. They're not acting. They become these characters. Robin Williams, right? Will Smith, whoever your favorite actors, Kevin Spacey, the great ones, right? Whoever your favorite actor, you don't see them acting in movies, do you? They become that character. They actually do become them because they read the script over and over and over again, right? Now, Heath Ledger did this, and he was a brilliant young actor to the point where he could not come out of the dark depths of the Joker. Think about that. He committed suicide right after this or during this, right at the end, right? He was not able to pull himself back from that life script. Now, guys, think about how powerful this is. A lot of you might not take action on you. I promise you, the ones that want to go to Chairman 500, Chairman, I don't know what's after that, but Chairman 1,000,000 or something, Chairman 1,000 maybe, you'll write the life script, right? You'll do these things. Don't overlook the life script. Make sure you join the Matrix, the Mindset Masters, and get the how-to and the depths of that, guys. So, guys, I want you to think about something. I've been ranting at you for about an hour now. There's one other piece to the puzzle. Now, there's one other piece to the puzzle, and I want to give you a little story here. In the history of all the tribes in all the worlds, right, and going back through history, there was one tribe, one African tribe, every time they did a rain dance, it rained. I want you to think about this. Only one tribe in history, every single time that they did a rain dance, it would rain. All other tribes, they did the research and they looked back, and it was just kind of a random thing. Sometimes it would rain, most times it wouldn't. They would dance, they would chant, they would do the thing, they would get really, really spiritual, but no rain from the heavens. So, guys, I want you to type in the chat here. Just think for a little bit. Why do you suppose this one tribe in the history of the world, why do you suppose that every time they did a rain dance, it rained? Right? The vibration, they believed it, faith, faith, faith. I saw one person had it. Vibration, faith, belief, connected, the vibe. One other person. Guys, the reason why this tribe, every time they danced, it rained is because they danced until it rained. Let that one sink in. They danced until it rained. Might have been a day, might have been a week, might have been a month. They danced until it rained. This is what you got to take from this webinar, guys. Study in your mind in the Mindset Masters. Study your craft with Luke and the Forex traders, the people that have shown you by their examples that they know what they're talking about. And then take daily, measurable, repeatable action. 3 things you got to do. You got to dance until it rains. And don't say 3-month goal, 6-month goal, 12, right? It's until. You do this until you hit Chairman 10. You do this until you hit Chairman 25. You do this until you hit Chairman 100. And when you get to a Chairman 100, you're going to have the programs to go right to 500 almost overnight. See, it's a compound effect. The hardest point is getting to Chairman 10, guys. All right? You got to dance until it rains. All right, guys, so that's the bulk of my time here tonight. I want you guys to imagine we've been working together for 2 days. We're like family now. We're like brothers and sisters. We're like best buds. I want you to imagine being able to get to the vacation homes. I want you to imagine to be taking your family on vacations, right? I want you to imagine being able to take care of your parents and retire your parents, right? And I want you to imagine your dreams inside of IML and where you want to go. All right, guys? Because in the Mindset Masters, the information we teach, this is what it is. This will get you there. All right, guys? The definition of insanity, again, from Albert Einstein, is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Join us in the Mindset Masters. All right, guys? There's a link. Maddie's going to drop the link. I promise you we're not getting rich on that one. This is my mission. This is my dream. We call it Mindset Masters, no one left behind. Right? Click on the link. There's a bit.ly link there. Take a screenshot, whatever it is. Come join us in the Mindset Masters. There's several hundred of you are in there already. We already had one dude that, I can't make this stuff up. I texted it to Luke. It was like 5 days in, he already doubled or tripled his income in iMarkets Live just from getting it straight. Just from not being emotionally involved in the trades, just from getting a little mental clarity from the very first webinar we did. We do daily live coaching in there. We do 60-minute interactive webinars on Monday nights. All right, guys? So go ahead and click on that. Guys, that's my time here tonight. Hopefully this has been impactful. Luke, I'm going to hand it back to you, brother. I sincerely appreciate you bringing me and Maddie to your audience. I hope they're getting a lot of value. And I just really appreciate you as a brother and a friend and a business partner. If you want to wrap up and any last comments, love to have you back on, bud.
Yes. Drop some ones in the chat, guys. Drop some ones in the chat. I got my notes right here. I'm going to take a couple takeaways that I got out of that. And it was the last 2 things when Brian was talking about vision board, the goal card, and then the life script. And it's funny because They teach that in the Mindset Mastery, right? And the Mindset Masters. And real quick story, my wife and I, Crystal, we went to the Matrix, and Bob asked, he said, you know, I wanted to spend an hour on your goal. And we looked at each other like, an hour? Like, what? And around the tables, we're talking about, you know, people that are spending 10, 20 grand at this seminar didn't even know what their goal was. Didn't even know how to create a life script, right? It took my wife, you know, she's sitting right here next to me. It took her 2 days to figure out her goal, what her real purpose was, her purpose for this life, right? And I wrote a quote from Brian as well. You were born to figure out your purpose, right? And I don't know if you guys can see me here, but the whiteboard, just like Brian, right? We took this home. I don't know if you can see, but if you can, got the whiteboard right here. I'm so happy and grateful. I'm an 8-figure earner. I'm so happy and grateful up here. You know, got my purpose and my everything over here, right? And my wife's got our vision board in the bathroom or outside the door or whatever. But that's the stuff, right? I wish I knew this, you know, 6 months ago, 5 years ago, you know what I'm saying? And I'm so excited, you know, I've got so much feedback through Instagram messages and so forth of just like what Brian was saying, this is changing someone's life. And the beauty of this, it's 67 cents a day, right? 67 cents a day. Like, what? I paid $10,000 to do this? What? So I just want to show you guys, I thought that was a quick little funny story. So guys, you have the link if you know, if this resonates with you, if it makes sense. If not, we'll see you guys tomorrow, same time. We got a special guest, Bob Proctor, the living legend. He's going to make a special appearance and drop some value. So this is going to be, you know, for anyone and anyone tomorrow as well, guys. So I'm super excited, you know, for this. Once again, Brian, Maddie, behind the scenes, thank you so much. You guys are a dynamic duo. Type one more time in the chat box. Type thank you. Type thank you. One of the most powerful feelings, vibrations is gratitude, right? Waking up, right? And just having that emotion, right? So that being said, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for the night. Same time tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Special guest with Bob Proctor. Do not miss it. Cancel whatever plans you got. Whatever you got to do, show up to go up. Show up to go up. Invest in yourself. Make that decision with Mindset Masters. Make that decision towards your goals, and the rest is history. So that being said, guys, thank you for your time. Thank you for paying attention. And thank you for being on this call. And have a good night, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're from. And we'll see you tomorrow.